Hi, I'm Joe Seabrooks, and welcome to another episode of Sunsational News, where we celebrate the amazing students and the incredible programs at the Dallas College Cedar Valley campus. Today, you are in for a treat. We are with the amazing, the incredible, the magnificent, wonderful students from Carter P-Tech Academy. How you guys doing?
Good.
Well, tell the people who you are and what are your plans.
My name is DeAndre Cannings. I'm a senior over here at Carter High School P-Tech program, and after college, my plans are to major in mechanical engineering. I've always loved mechanical engineering ever since I was younger. However, college-wise, university-wise, I'm undecided. I'm not committed. I'm not signed, so wherever that goes. However, I am a multi-sport athlete, play basketball, run track, football. But overall, my biggest thing is my education. And I want to major in mechanical engineering. I want to go to college, and that's pretty much all for me.
Fantastic. Thank you for being here, DeAndre. Who'll go next?
I'll go next. My name is Brian Oviedo. Right now I'm in criminal justice pathway, but after I graduate high school, I want to become an English professor or English high school teacher to help students to put their own thoughts into writing and help them graduate better. So I could because I have great English teachers before, so I want to be that English teacher to my students.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you for being here, Brian. Who'll go next?
I will go next. I am Kennedy Grant. I am a senior at Carter P-Tech and a student at Cedar Valley College. I will be graduating May 13th with my associates in criminal justice. And in the fall, I will be attending Texas Christian University, majoring in criminal justice. Professionally, I want to become a lawyer, but I have not picked my field of study yet.
Excellent. Well, I think you're going to be a lawyer sooner than later. Thank you for being here. Yes, ma'am.
My name is Karen Castillo. I'm a senior in David W. Carter Collegiate Academy. I'm going to be graduating with an associate's in business, and I'm going to be attending UT Austin in the fall of 2022, I'm sorry. And I'm going to be majoring in biology, and after that, I'm going to be pursuing my veterinary career. And I'm hoping to become a veterinarian abroad.
Oh, fantastic. So small animals or large animals?
I'm hoping with large animals.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's incredible. Thank you for being here. Yes, ma'am.
Well, my name is Amari Tarver. I am a senior, and I'm very excited. I will be attending the University at Texas at Austin, Hookham. And my major will be, I'm in McCombs. I got accepted to McCombs. So my major will be marketing with a minor in public relations. And I will be working for the NFL or the NBA or really any sports league, men or women. It doesn't matter. So, yeah.
Fantastic. Well, I absolutely see why you're going to be in marketing and public relations. Thank you for being here. Yes, ma'am. Who are you?
My name is Raquela Jones, and, like my classmates, I'm a senior at Carter P-Tech. I also get my associates in applied arts in May. I am going to UT Austin in the fall, and I got in for psychology in the College of Liberal Arts. So I'm going to be I want to be either a forensic psychologist or a clinical psychologist.
Oh, fantastic. We need more of those, especially now more than ever. Now, tell us who you are and what do you do for these young people?
Hello, I am Rosandra Taylor-Smith, and I am the workplace learning coordinator, and I have the privilege of serving our students on the career tech side, as well as work with industry partners, as well as work with our teachers, the Ms. Baker, who is our principal, and the counselor, who is Ms. Jackson.
Excellent, excellent. So those of you who do not know and not familiar with what a P-Tech is, P-Tech stands for Pathways in Technical Early College High Schools. So basically, these incredible folks have already chosen a career path, or at least a career pathway, and they are going to have their associate's degrees in the next 3 or 4 weeks. So we're very proud of them. So now let me ask you, there's so many companies want to hire you, especially because you've demonstrated how wonderful students that you are and that you are serious about your career pathway. What will it take for a company to entice you to apply for one of their opportunities?
Where I will look for, like in a school education, I want them to be open minded to everyone, and I would like to work at a place where they will appreciate my ideas and that they're not afraid to think outside the box.
I appreciate your ideas and thinking out of the box. I love that. Mr. Cannings?
Well, I would say for me, it's more of a comfortability thing and appreciation of, you know, my talents or whatever I'm providing for the company. If I'm being taken care of, then I want to make sure that it's a guarantee that my best is going to be given every single time. So
excellent.
I just want to make sure that I'm always in the position where I feel comfortable and that I know that wherever I am, I'm in the right place.
I love that. Appreciate that. So, Karen, what do you think? What will it take?
I think the most important thing for me is for how the company treats their workers. That's important to me because if I know that I'm going to be treated well and I'm going to be respected and I'm not just going to be seen as just a little ant in your company, like I feel like I'm going to give it my best and I'm going to make sure that I'm going to help out the company and I'm going to put my part in everything I can.
So it's important for you to feel like you matter.
Yes.
Absolutely. I love that. Kennedy?
When choosing a company, I would like to see growth within the company be possible, to be provided with the tools so I can succeed as an individual and professionally and not have to outsource to come back in and work for the company.
Okay, I love that. Appreciate that. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. First, financially, I have to be able to feel like the job can support me because, you know, we're not working for free. Then I have to be in an environment where I feel like my skills and my strengths are utilized to its fullest potential. I have to feel like I can contribute my best to this company and I can see its growth. I have to feel like other people are willing to listen to my ideas as I will listen to theirs and have an open mind and not be biased based on, you know, any type of racial, gender, anything like that.
Okay, excellent, excellent. So you're going to give your best, but you want to get paid the best.
Oh, of course.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Last but not least.
Well, for me personally, because I am an African-American young lady, you know, you hear a lot of things on the news or different companies, you know, they're not including us or whatever. So I think inclusion is one of the biggest impacts for me working in an environment. And another thing too, like Raquel said, I'm all about that coin at the end of the day, okay?
You about that coin? You about that paper?
At the end of the day, I'm all about the coin because I know my worth, I know my skills, I know my techniques, and I know that I'm the type of person to be willing to open up and help others. So that coin better match it. 100%.
Okay. So you're going to act strange if they don't come up with that change.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay. All right. So Ms. Taylor Smith, tell us from what, because you work with a lot of companies, it sounds like. And so what is important for you to make sure our students are prepared to consider the workplace?
I think what's important is to see exactly what the industry partners are looking for at this moment, because, you know, as time goes on, things change, the looks change.
That's right.
And just ensure that they have those skill sets ready and prepared. We've worked on resumes, we worked on cover letters, we worked on those basic things. But now that we're in a technology-based world, industry partners looking more on a virtual endpoint. So now we are trying to work with students with public speaking so they can do virtual cover letters, virtual interviews, those things. So I believe with us going through what we went through the past couple of years with, now we have the Zoom and a different type of virtual platforms, that has helped out a lot with what the students need.
Well, you should feel proud because I tell you, the Carter students are definitely camera ready, right? So, well, you mentioned the pandemic and you mentioned how things have changed. Tell us, and I hate really dwelling on this, but I think it's an important point to hear from you directly. How did the pandemic impact your collegiate experience?
Well, in spring of 2020, when we got out of school, there was a shift made to kind of adjust to home life and learning in school. And, you know, you have to deal with people's different backgrounds and home lives to work education into that. So school at the end of the year was kind of a softball, to say the least. And then in the fall of 2020, going back to school virtual at first and then being on campus, it was a little bit of a switch because you're just going back to school, but it's still the same easy going, okay, kind of weaning you back on campus. And now senior year, we're full speed ahead.
Full throttle.
Full throttle.
Yeah.
You know, you have your support and you have your classmates that are going through the same thing, but it was still a hard switch because now it's back to full-time school, you know, deadlines, classes, and it's just a hard transition to make for anybody, I think. So just definitely, I'm struggling with procrastination right now because I had a week to do work last year. Now I only have 2 days. So
okay,
it's definitely a switch.
I can take a hint. Sound like you say, hurry up with this interview. Okay. All right. Brian, what do you think? How has COVID impacted your collegiate experience?
Well, for me, COVID helped me a lot because it gave me a lot of, because all of my college classes that were online. So all of the due dates were due at the end of the class semester. So it gave me the opportunity to manage my own time with my personal life and my academic life.
Yep.
So I was able to do a calendar for myself, and with each day I will have, okay, today I'm going to do this assignment, tomorrow I'm doing this assignment, next week I have to complete all of my assignments for this class. So it was really helpful for me. And then since I was spending a lot of time with myself, in my own world, I matured enough and getting to know myself better with the pandemic.
Good. I appreciate you sharing that. So really the online environment, to make sure I understand this, the online environment, actually the structure of it was helpful for you because it was more predictable. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, it was because with online, with regular high school classes, us teachers that would be like, oh, you're going to do this by Friday, and then you're going to do this by Thursday, or you're going to do this by Sunday. But with the college classes, I was able to choose my own deadlines. And
Gotcha.
I was able to complete all the work without missing any deadlines since I managed my own time with my personal life.
So online's not all bad. Okay. All right. Yes, ma'am.
Well, with me personally, because I am a very outgoing human being,
I see that. Yes, ma'am.
I had to, you know, when COVID hit and we was at home, I was like, what am I going to do? So like my whole personality went to like ground zero. So, you know, me going outside, like for the first times, like, you know, when they said, you know, everything has lifted, I was kind of like, yeah, I can't rock with this at all. So it was a little hard for me. But at the end of the day, I will say that I learned how to breathe because I was in every single thing, like, you name it, I was in it. Or events, it didn't matter what it was. I was in everything, and I was just going. And I had to teach myself, you know, Amari, sometimes, girl, you need to breathe. Just like calm down. Just give yourself a, you know, just woosah, like be chill. And then another thing too is I learned how imperative my mental health was. And I didn't really realize that until COVID hit. So my mental health was very important to me. But overall, I'm glad that we are back in school. But COVID, it definitely changed my perspective of how I look at things too.
I appreciate that. Thank you. How about you, Karen?
So mine is pretty much between Brian and Amari. I was taught a lot of responsibility during the pandemic. Of course, having college classes, you have professors, and normally, well, before COVID, you would go to classes, they would teach you the lessons, and you would take your notes and everything. But during the pandemic, you had to kind of do it all on yourself. So I had to learn how to study on my own, how to learn lectures on my own. I had my textbooks that I would have to read every day, spend like 5 hours studying. So I definitely learned responsibility with that. But it also kind of did make me sit down and realize that I do have to give myself time and a break. You experience burnout very easily. And so, yeah, I kind of went through a time where I was just like, I do need to sit back and kind of realize that I need to put my mental health first. And it taught me a lot of lessons between those two aspects, and I'm very grateful for it.
Excellent. Okay, I appreciate that. How about you, sir? What was your experience?
Well, for me personally, like I mentioned earlier, I'm a very hands-on person with a lot of things, almost everything in my life. So for me, if I'm not able to physically, whatever the situation may be, if I'm not able to physically be there or like physically be able to, you know, write down or participate, then it's very hard for me to retain the information or receive the information and really, you know, retain it, because that's not how I learn. I'm very hands-on, which is why I like engineering so much. So COVID for me had its positives and its negatives. It did show me a lot about myself that allowed me to grow mentally, physically, and it did a lot for me. But one thing I can say is it was a very difficult transition to make, going from in-class, in-person learning to online. It was just something I was not expecting, and it did take a toll on a lot of things educational-wise, especially, procrastination, not turning in assignments just because, like, not having motivation to do assignments because, you're by yourself, you locked in a room, you locked in the house, wherever you are, and there's not much motivation. You don't know what's going to happen in the next couple weeks or the couple months. So you don't know what's next. And I didn't really have much motivation to continue with school. So it did a lot for me. However, for the most part, I can say that it built me to have a better mindset about different things and to just move differently, improve every single day, make adjustments in your life to where, you're making sure that you're trying to reach a goal and that you're trying to be better every single day and not stand stagnant.
Okay, so it sounds like it taught you to be really flexible, and it taught you to take advantage of every moment that was presented to you.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. I appreciate that. Ms. Jones, what do you think?
I think that since the world shut down, we were all in quarantine. We couldn't go to schools. We were stuck at home. That the limitation put a limitation on our education. I feel as though us being stuck at home, it was beneficial to some people, but not more so to other people. Some people need the school environment to be able to actually retain and sit down and get the work done, and being at home just doesn't really do it. You're at home, you're in your bed, you chilling, you were comfortable. You ain't trying to open no computer and do no work.
Right.
So I feel like that's how most of my peers feel. And I think that obviously there's going to be growth between your freshman year and your senior year. But I feel like we didn't get to really experience that type of growth because we were at home that important part of our high school year. We didn't get to experience most of our sophomore and our junior years, so that didn't really give us time to interact with each other, interact with our teachers, go to the college and be in class with our professors. We're used to online work now. So us being about to graduate and go off to college and be in person, it's going to be very different for us, a very different experience that we're not used to. I'm
sorry to hear that. So it sounds like COVID cheated you out of a lot of time with each other. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. But you all are recovering magnificently. So Mrs. Taylor-Smith, so tell us, how did you as a professional and the team at Carter came together to support the needs that we just heard about from our students?
I have to say, Carter P-Tech is a family. So we look at our students more or less as our children, as our babies, and what we want best for them. So we pulled together from the top, meaning Ms. Baker, all the way down to the students, and we came together with a plan. We utilized every platform we could, starting with Zoom. We had regular Zoom meetings. We have different events through Zoom. So to help engage and encourage the students, they have all kinds of resources that we provided, facilitation to keep them motivated. So those were the things that we started and we're still doing today to just keep them motivated, because we know that they missed out on a lot. Those precious times during their sophomore to junior year, that's a big gap. And that's your transitioning years when you're in high school. So we were very, very supportive in those efforts, and whatever these babies need, we're there. I mean, we provide personal cell numbers. Call me anytime. Send me a message. What do you need? Okay, I'm there. You need this? All right, I'll help you with this. So me as being, I'm not an English teacher, but I have a baby come to me, I need help. Let me see what I can do. So those are the things that we do for our students. We don't look at our position saying, oh, this is what I do and this is it. No, we look at it as a family. You need this. If I can't help you, I'm gonna find somebody who can. So that's how we support all of our babies.
Absolutely. So it sounds like the Carter P-Tech is not just a special program, it's a special place.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. I'm happy to hear that. So let me shift gears for a second. You know, when I reflect back to my time in life when I was in your shoes, I think about some of the the music that was important, the soundtrack of my life. And I'm curious to hear the soundtrack of your life. What are the top songs on your playlist right now, and why?
Well, I can say for me, a song that's at the top of my playlist right now is probably "In a Minute" by Lil Baby.
In a Minute by Lil Baby.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like the song because it just do something to me when I hear it. I just tee up. So,
you tee up. You tee up.
I tee up.
In a minute.
Yes, sir.
Okay, got you. That's what I did. Okay. How about you, Brian?
Well, about me, I don't stay in one language when I listen to music. I listen to music in Spanish, in English, Japanese,
Excellent.
Korean. And right now, my 2 favorite songs that I have, or 3, is Diablo by Rosalia.
Okay.
And Wall Side by Red Velvet. It's a Korean group. And the
Now,
other ones.
Diablo, what does that mean in Spanish?
Diablo is Satan.
Satan, that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, he tried to slip that. See, I know a little something, and we'll talk about that later. No, we'll talk about that later. Yes, ma'am.
Like DeAndre, I do have Lil Baby on my playlist.
Lil Baby.
But right now, I am listening to Right On by Lil Baby. And just the song gets up, just like he said, it'll get you teed up, ready in the morning. I mean, it's just, as soon as you hear the beat, it's like, oh, okay, yeah.
So Lil Baby gets you teed up in a minute, and then it gets you teed up right on. Okay. Gotcha. All right, Lil Baby. Okay. Yes, Karen.
She's Mine by J. Cole, part 1 and part 2. I love those songs. I love J. Cole. Just the way that he explains the 2 most important women in his life and the way that he speaks about them. I really like to listen to it, and it kind of sets me into like a calm state.
I love it. I love it. So She's Mine by J. Cole. Okay, gotcha. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, with me, I'm gonna like take it old school.
Old school?
Yes, I'm very diverse in all of my music that I listen to.
Okay.
But me personally, I mean, I had to give you 3 of them. Okay, I like Sweet Thing by Shaka Khan.
Okay.
I like Diamond in the Back by Curtis Mayfield.
Oh my goodness.
And I also like Mary Jane by Rick James. That song go hard.
Mary Jane's by Rick James.
Yeah.
Diamond in the Back,
Okay,
Sunroof Top, Dig in the Scene with a gangster lean.
Woo, woo.
You all right with me. And what was the first one you said?
The first one was Shaka Khan, Sweet Thing.
Shaka Khan, yeah.
When I listen to that song, well, I always listen to that song with my dad. So it's like, that's our song. And, we get groovy with it a little bit.
Yeah, Daddy's little girl. Okay, excellent.
In his pocket.
Excellent. Yeah. I hope he heard that. Okay.
I'm kind of like chill, mellow. I don't get too uppity or whatever. But my current song is "Countless Times" by Mars.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like that song. It just does something.
Countless Times by Mars. Fantastic. Well, thank you all for sharing your music game. Did I miss anybody? Thank you for sharing your music game. I'm going to have to get my music game up. Thank you. Let's pause for a second. I appreciate this has been an amazing conversation, but let's pause for a second for a brief message from Dallas College.
This is Marcus. He wants to become a teacher, so he's taking classes at Dallas College. And these are Marcus's parents. They are glad he's going to Dallas College. So what's the difference between attending a university or going to Dallas College? At Dallas College, you're enrolling in a career, not just a class.
Translation, J-O-B.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Dallas College, education that works.
To get started on your own career, click here. Translation, J-O-B. Go ahead, click the link.
Welcome back to Sunsational News, where we celebrate the amazing students and the incredible programs at the Dallas College Cedar Valley campus. Today, we are with the Carter P-Tech students, and they have been absolutely a joy to visit with. So let's talk about pros and cons. What are the pros and cons to being an early college or a P-Tech student?
Well, there are tremendous upsides to being a part of this program, and there's also negatives depending on how you look at it. Friends, socially, you have a lot of people going through the same things you're going through. Exposure, opportunities like working with IBM in the summer or with our bridge partners. A con, the workload, if you enjoy it or not. If you have a extremely packed social life like a student athlete would, or someone who's extremely outgoing, you may have to pick and choose where you can spend your time or, you know, who you can hang around. It's just a lot of sacrifice, but it's worth it in the end, I do believe. Excellent.
I appreciate you sharing that. Brian, what are your thoughts?
Well, for me, the biggest pro in being a collegiate student is the matureness that the facilitators and teachers and college professor gives you. And the biggest pro is that they teach you basically what to expect after you graduate high school. And one of the cons that you can receive from being a collegiate is how you pressure yourself. Because sometimes it's not really a lot of pressure, but it's sometimes you just feel that you're being pressured to do your best.
Excellent. No, I love that. Yes, indeed. Yes, sir.
Well, one thing for me, a pro for me that I could say is the resources that you have available in the Carter P-Tech program that are not available to the regular students. Or not, I wouldn't say regular students, but, you know, students outside of the program. In the Carter P-Tech program, you have access to teachers like this who, or not teachers, but, you know, anybody. They care about us a lot. They do. It's like a family, like she said. And so you get a lot of one-on-one interaction if you need that. You get a lot of help. You have facilitators within your college courses, and they help you with anything that you may need. Call any time of day. They're going to pick up the phone, tutoring, anything. So I feel like that's one of the biggest pros of being in the Carter P-Tech program, is that you just get a lot of assistance that you wouldn't normally receive. And a con, I could say, the only thing that I could really think of is only the workload. That's maybe the only biggest downside. It is a lot of work, but it's not for everybody. And so if that's what you want to do, if that's the goal that you want to achieve, then you know what you have to do to achieve it.
I appreciate hearing that. So really, it sounds like there's a lot of people who are invested in your success, and you have a lot of resources that back that up. And it also sounds like, but there needs to be that investment because the work is no joke. Okay, excellent, fantastic. Thank you. Karen, what do you think?
So a pro definitely is kind of like what DeAndre said, not only with the teachers, with the students as well. If you're on the same pathway, you also get a lot of help from the students, and you make a lot of friends on the way. Like here, Raquela and Amari, we're going to go to the same university. So I know I'm not going to be alone. And even during COVID, we would have the same classes, and all of us would just get on a call and be like, we need to get this test done. We need to get this essay done. It was just, it's something that I never thought that I would experience in high school, and have fun and actually make friends. And the only con that I can think about is, yes, it gets stressful, and yes, you can experience burnout, but it's a part of growth. And it helps you in the future. At the end of the day, it's not avoidable. It's gonna happen, and yeah, it comes with the work, but it's definitely worth it at the end of the day.
Excellent. So it sounds like you have conquered being highly productive at such a very young age.
Yes.
That's amazing. All right. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the pros and cons of being a P-Tech student, I would definitely say with the pros, like pretty much all of my peers said, you have resources, and that's one thing that I am grateful for, because there's somebody out there that literally needs help and don't have the resources, but we do, and that's something that I am truly grateful for. Another thing too is I'm very big on networking and getting internships and stuff like that, so I've done it all pretty much. Going to events and everything, they have it there, so I take advantage of it. I'm like, hey, you know, this is my time to shine. So I really enjoy that. But the con is, like, pretty much what they said is the workload. Like, I ain't never had so much work in my life. You know, it's crazy. But like Karen said, one thing, you know, when we get to UT Austin, I had a bragging rights to say, yo, like, I got my credits, you know. I'm good.
Freshman what?
Right.
Yeah.
Let them know. So, and, you know, I can eventually, you know, go ahead and get my master's within 4 years. Like, that's crazy. My bachelor's and my master's. So that's the bragging rights. But like she said, it does get stressful. But you also have to take time to breathe and understand, you know, I had to learn time management. I had to be accountable. You know, I had to, you know, reach out to my resources and know that somebody's out there for me. But it's going to be work there. I mean, everybody going to have workload in life. So you better get with it.
Excellent.
That's the whole thing.
I appreciate that. Thank you. What do you think, Ms. Jones?
Firstly, collegiate program, 10 out of 10 experience. Would do it again. Pro, definitely the biggest pro that we have is you're getting your associates by the time you graduate. Actually, before your graduation, high school graduation. You get that, you get your degree, and then you get those hours they transfer over to your university. So you don't even got to do them 2 years of basic classes. You good on that. You just spend your next 2 years on your bachelor's, which means less money you pay for classes. A con would definitely be, we had to, I won't say learn how to grow up earlier, because that's not what it was. It was, we had to learn life skills at a quicker pace. We had to learn how to be more responsible. We had to learn that not everyone's going to baby us. We have college professors, and they have students that are older than us, 2-3 years older than us. Yeah. Got kids.
I think they're a little more older than that, but go ahead.
So they got all that. So it's more of a maturity level. You got to learn how to be more mature. You got to speak to your professor if you have trouble. You know, get your classes done. They're not going to take excuses. Get your work done by the deadline. You got your syllabus. Do what's on the syllabus, and you good. And that's it.
Absolutely. So you've learned to self-advocate. Excellent. So for the audience, let me make sure that you really have a clear picture what these young people are telling you. They're saying to you that when they attend freshman orientation with freshmen, their peers across the world, in many cases, you're going to be academically juniors, correct? So how does that make you feel?
Oh, that feels good, man. That feels good not to do no core classes.
Yeah.
Them core classes be harder than the regular stuff.
Excellent, excellent, excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. So Ms. Taylor Smith, from your perspective, tell the audience, what does it take for a person to be prepared to enter a program as rigorous as Carter's P-Tech Academy?
Students have to be motivated. You have to have self-motivation. Even though the resources is there, it's still up to you. Time management. You're balancing 2 schools. You're balancing high school and you're balancing college. The resources is there for you to utilize. Make sure you utilize those resources. And also, like our students had said, collaboration. When you're in a pathway, I've seen these babies at work. When they are working, they have the senior room. So when they're in the senior room, they are working. They're in their different pathways. They're helping each other. One understands. The other one is tutoring. So it's a family, like I said before. So those things, if you have those elements within you and you're able to do those, you'll be a successful collegiate student.
Excellent. I appreciate that so much. Now, clearly, you all are big-time seniors, right? We're looking at you. You are amazing. You are phenomenal. You are the epitome of what a successful student looks like. But knowing what you know now, what would you tell your freshman self?
Me, I would say, for me, it would be utilization of resources. Because even though I've been talking about the resources that we have, I can admit that 3 years ago, I wasn't using those resources. There's a lot of opportunities, a lot of things that I've missed out on just because I simply didn't use the resources that I had available to me.
Okay.
There's a lot of things that could have gone a lot different if that was the case. But I think that's the biggest thing, is that using what you have available, because it's not available to everyone. It's a privilege to be in the collegiate. So go ahead and use those resources that you have available, and it'll make a lot of things easier. A lot of things, a lot. So that's one of the biggest things I say for me that I would say to my younger self, would to be just use your resources because they're there for you for a reason.
So it's almost like if you're thirsty, drink.
Basically.
Okay,
Basically what it is.
Thank you. Yes, sir, bro.
Well, for me, I would tell my younger self in freshman year, I would tell myself to pace myself and not pressure myself, and also to not take high school too seriously, because after you graduate high school, most of the things that you did through high school, they're not going to matter as the same as when you're in high school.
Okay. All right. So give yourself a break. Gotcha. Yes, ma'am.
I think a lot of times you hear high school is going to fly by, 4 years goes by fast, but I don't think we realize how fast it actually flies by. And even with COVID losing a year and a half, it zoomed right past us. I feel like I was a freshman yesterday. So enjoy the time that you have while you're there. The 4 years, it's going to have 4 years either way. Take it day by day, do your work, and enjoy life.
Excellent. Thank you.
My advice is to my freshman self is definitely still have your high school experience. You are taking college classes, but still socialize, go out, have fun. School is very important, obviously. That's why we're here. We have great opportunities. But still, it's very important for you to make friends and have fun while you're still getting your stuff together and everything. So I think that's very important for especially people our age. It's to socialize and just have fun and take your time.
That's social growth and development.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. Yes, ma'am.
Well, for me personally, what I would tell myself is I fantasize a lot about things. So I will really tell myself high school is not High School Musical. It's not what you see on Disney. It's not Let It Shine. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the real world.
Right.
You know, it's different people with different backgrounds.
Yeah.
You have to accept people for who they are. And another thing, too, you know, you outgrow people. Everyone is not going to be your friend. You're not going to be in every single group. You're not going to be in every single thing. Sometimes you have to do things alone. You have to do things on your own. And so that's one thing that I would definitely tell myself. And another thing, too, is just be myself. You know, sometimes we get around a group of people and then our whole persona of ourselves change. And you really don't have to do that. As long as you stay to yourself, be who you are, that's very important. And if you know you feel like anime, if you know you like hockey, do that. You don't know how far that'll go. You don't know who you motivating or whatever. And that's something that I have realized and seen my, you know, peers or whatever, understanding them and just appreciating them for who they are. And another thing too is it doesn't hurt to open up and, you know, talk to people, you know, socially wise. And another thing too, I have to teach myself to have fun. And this year, like,
I find that hard to believe. You have to make yourself have fun?
Yeah, I do have to teach myself how to have fun. If you really get to know who I am, like, I'm very like, oh my God, I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to do this. I got to do this. I got to do this. And, you know, sometimes people tell me like, Mario, like, chill. Like, and sometimes I'll be like, no. But especially my senior year, I'm joining so many things. I never go to games. I've been going to so many games now. Like, it's the small things that count because high school is it's going away, literally. So that's one thing I would tell myself.
Excellent. Thank you.
I say develop a work-play balance early on. You know, you're in the collegiate, you're in high school, don't stress too much about it. It's going to be challenging, yes, but can you do it? Absolutely. If you want to join a club, join a club. You want to join a team, join a team. You want to make friends, make friends. Have a social circle. It's not all about work, just as it's not all about play. You know, you obviously don't want to experience burnout like she said, but you also don't want to put yourself in a situation later in high school where you play too much and then you can't bounce back from it. So get your work done, but also you can socialize and have fun. You know, you got people there who are there to help you, people there who experience the same thing you're experiencing, talk to people. Yeah.
That's good. That's real good. So Mrs. Taylor Smith, it sounds like, listen to them talk, it sounds like that there's actually a formula. Like there's an equation to be successful as a P-Tech student. Number one, is that true, and what does that formula look like?
Like I said before, it's time management. Time management is number one for me.
Okay.
Because, and I can see from listening to them and just witnessing with the students, they have to have some type of balance. A lot of our students are athletes, are in multiple clubs and things of that nature. So they had to learn that quick. They had to learn, okay, I am an athlete, I am in clubs, I'm in high school, but man, I'm a college student too. So time management to me is number one. After that, the motivation. You have to be motivated because you're gonna be tired. you're balancing, you're trying to figure it out. And so we have those resources. Their freshman year, they start out with Miss Taylor Mallard, who is the maths teacher, who actually worked with them with time management. So by the time they start their college classes, they have that balance. They know how to put things in calendars. They know how to utilize their time so they're not burnt out. Also, you know, collaboration. She works with them. She, meaning Miss Taylor Mallard, works with them in their pathway. So she's teaching them early. So by the time they are growing and going through the process, they already know this is my group here. We can be friends. We can be workmates. This is my group. We get our work done. Oh, okay, it's time for athletics. I'm going to do my athletic thing. Oh, okay, I'm going to my organization. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but my work is already done. So it starts with the time management. It has to be the motivation that this is what you really want to do. And then also the collaboration piece where they know that I'm not alone.
Excellent. Yeah, I appreciate that. So y'all are all nodding your heads. Okay. Fantastic. Well, let's shift gears, and I need your help, honestly. So I have a young man in my home who's about to be 18 next week, and I have another young fella in my house who's 13. And sometimes when I walk in and I hear them talking, I think I'm on another planet. I have no idea what they're saying to each other. So I call this segment Teen Talk. Help me understand the phrases and language and the definitions of popular phrases that you use in your life so I can be better equipped to communicate with my family. Who'll start?
I can start. It's difficult to keep updating yourself to like what is new, because even sometimes I'm behind because I'll be on TikTok and
oh
like,
my gosh,
when this came out, because I don't know what that came out. But like if you're in social media and you go to a comment section about a funny video, you're gonna be confused because there's a lot of images that you probably didn't know existed, or there's a lot of people who put a crying emoji.
So the crying emoji,
meaning that they're laughing. Yeah. So like even like
crying means you're laughing.
Yes, because even with Karen, I'll be texting her almost every day, and when we say something funny, we don't use the laughing emoji. We use the crying emoji.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't know somebody really crying or laughing.
Okay. All right. That's helpful. Thank you.
Yes, sir. I guess I go next because, like, for me, I talk a certain way. And the way I talk, it's just the way I talk. But like, for me, I say no cap a lot. No cap.
No
means,
cap.
Like no lie. Or,
no lie.
Yes, sir. No lie.
Okay.
Or I say you feel me a lot.
You feel me?
I say you feel me a lot. I don't know why. It's just the way I talk.
You feel me a lot.
But,
so let me make sure. I'm gonna try to make sure I'm tracking because this is a lot of information you're throwing at me.
Yes, sir.
So a lot of people use crying emoji for laughter. No cap.
Right.
You feel me?
You feel me?
Okay, all right. I think I got it. All right. What else? What else do I need to know?
Something that I personally say, I tend to say "thug it out."
Thugging out.
It just
oh
means,
Lord, what does that
just
mean?
keep going. Just keep going. Just suck it up and just keep going.
So thug it out means suck it up.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's finals and y'all stressed out. You just need to thug it out.
Just need to thug it out. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I say put me on because
put me on.
Yeah, we gonna get there. Amari does it a lot this year because she introduced me to a new place. That's what put me on me. Like introduced me to something. So like if I, you actually said you like my shoes, and I was like, okay, I got it from Nike.com or whatever. I gave you my plug for my shoes. I put you on to my plug.
Ah, I see what you're saying. So we doing this video blog, right? Where we celebrating the amazing students of Dallas College Cedar Valley campus, and when y'all come back, I could say, I put you on.
Right.
I put you on to this. I put you on to Real News Media. That's right. Okay, excellent.
There's always gonna be that one class that you just struggle in. When I tell you struggle, it's like you just don't want to. Yeah, you gotta push through, and you're gonna have a group chat for that class, obviously. So when somebody drop that link, you gonna put go. You gonna either spell it out, or you gonna put the goat emoji. Let them know that they the greatest for helping us out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So fantastic. So give me an example, because I'm struggling with that one. Help me. Give me an example.
I ain't gonna say the class name, but we all know our first period class, first class of the week.
Okay.
We go in there. It's so much work in there.
Oh, I see.
And we be struggling.
Yes.
So somebody, they'll find the link, help us out. Whoever find it, put that emoji.
Okay. All right. So they almost like your hero.
Absolutely.
Ah, got you. Okay. So that's synonymous with hero. Greatest of all time. All right. What else we got?
Okay, so for me, although I am a teenager, I'm old too. So
Yeah, with that Curtis Mayfield.
Yeah, I'm you know, I'm an old lady.
You've been
at
here before. Go ahead.
I'm an old lady at times, but I per se don't have like a phrase or whatever that I use all the time because I say a lot. So one thing I do say all the time and ask them like every day is I'd be like, "What y'all eat last night?"
What we eat last night?
Yes, I ask everybody at school know me. They be like, "You talking about Amari?" Be like, "Yeah, that girl that asked you what you eat last night." Like I'm her.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I really don't have a phrase. I mean, I say y'all a lot, but
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But I
Okay.
mean, I really don't have a phrase because I mean, I say everything and it be some stuff that I be confused about when they be saying. I be like, what that mean? Like if I'm texting, I text in full sentences. I cannot use a.
You have been here before.
Yeah.
Yeah, punctuation and everything.
Yeah, I send full text messages. Like I don't.
So you can cut and paste your text messages into your essays.
Oh man, what?
Yeah. Excellent. No, that's actually good. I do the same way.
Yeah, I cannot stand abbreviations. That is just so no.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, not proper.
At all.
Gotcha. We yeah. You might be older than me.
Yeah, I mean there's nothing wrong with it, but I be so confused when I'm reading it.
Yeah.
I do. So I had to call people and be like, "Yo, what are you talking about?"
Yeah,
So,
I got you.
That's me.
Gotcha. Well, you know, y'all have been. This has been a magnificent experience for me. So thank you for giving me so much of your time, and particularly this time of year, challenging with finals and graduation coming up. So I have one last question, and if you can indulge me for a second, because it's personally the most important question to me personally. Because, you know, all of us are not meant to live forever. I mean, there's a point in time where we come into this earth and we depart. And so when your time is up on this planet, what legacy will you leave?
Me personally, I'm a first generation. I'm the first to graduate high school and I'm the first to go to university. So I feel like in my family or in people that might be in the same shoes as I am, I'm definitely going to leave the legacy that you can do anything you put your mind into.
That's right.
You really just, if you want it and you chase for it and you work for it, it is gonna happen. It is going to happen. And your dreams are not untouchable. They are your dreams, but it's gonna happen to you. You just have to put the work and just sit down, realize what is the most important thing for me. And yeah, it's just definitely that's what the legacy that I wish and I hope that I'm gonna.
I appreciate that. You're well on your way. Yes, indeed. Who'll go next?
I got you. So for me, I'm also going to be the first person in my family to graduate college. And however, I do have siblings that have been to college. But for me, I feel like the most important thing for me is to leave a legacy of hard work, a legacy of knowing that sports is not always the only option. Because although I am an athlete and I love athletics, and I would love to go as far as I can in athletics. I've had 2 Division I siblings. So I know the athletics, and I know how that goes. But everybody can't be an NFL player. Everybody can't be an NBA player. Everybody can't be an MLB. So there's a lot more to life than just sports. There's a lot more to life than just athletics. And I want my family to know that we have brains. We have minds. We're humans. We can think. And there are millions of ways that you can use your mind to make millions of dollars, just like these athletes. So I don't want us to be stuck in the box that we're black, we're African Americans, we athletic, so we got to go do that. Like, there's so much more in life that we're just stuck to a standard that we have to be that, but that's not what it is. So I just want, if there's anything that comes from me, I want people to know that everybody is special. Everybody has their own talent, and follow that. And whatever you indulge in, just make sure that you give it your all and you work hard.
Excellent. I appreciate that. Words of wisdom.
For me personally, in my family, I want to leave a legacy of just expressing and be who you are. Because in my Mexican families, it's always kind of the same, the traditional family who have minimal like life, and they have like 2 to 3 children, and they stuck in a middle age house. So for me, I want to like just be out there and try to make myself happy, make my own choices without having the pressure of choosing what will make my older generations happy.
Yeah.
And I also believe that I want to leave the legacy of not forcing myself, of expressing myself like however I want to be. Because in my family, in past generations, it's always the same. And then for me personally, you don't really see a Mexican guy being an English professor or English teacher. There is some, I'm not saying there isn't, but for where I come from Mexico, from a small like rural place, and over there everyone thinks they're the same, and they don't see themselves being something different outside that place. And I want to be that an example for future generations.
Thank you. That's amazing. I appreciate that.
For me, I definitely want to experience a lot more life. There's a lot of outside education. Education is very important, but there's a lot of outside, like traveling, experiencing different foods, going overseas, just seeing the world as it is for itself. I would like to leave the legacy of being multifaceted, just not a one-trick pony. I want to experience everything. I want my kids to experience everything that they have access to. I want them to indulge in that.
Excellent. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I want to have a legacy of stepping out of the box, stepping away from the norm of your family. They're regular. I come up from a family full of athletes on both sides of my mom's side and my dad's side. They went to college for it. After they graduated, they either went into education, into becoming a coach, a high school coach. So at first I thought that I would want to, follow their
footsteps. Yeah.
So I would play, I play sports too, but later on I realized that's not really something that I want to continue doing. I don't want to be in education. I don't want to be a coach. So my thing is to really just do what you want to do. If you have something that you really like doing, something you really want to have a passion for, then do it. You don't have to be like your family members. Like, I'm more academic than athletic. So my thing is I'm gonna be one of the first people to go just strictly for academics, even though they did academics too. But I'm not really looking forward to be part of the athletic world, even though I've been a part of it my whole life. So it's just really, doing your own thing.
Excellent. Well, I appreciate that. What are your thoughts?
Well, for me, like growing up, I've always seen all of my family on both sides. They have to work hard, and not working hard meaning like, oh yeah, they became millionaires or whatever. I'm talking about working hard like, I just left this job, man. I got to go to my other 9 to 5. Like, I'm so tired of seeing that, to the point where it just like boosts me up even more to be like, yo, girl, you got to go get it. Like, whatever it is, whatever is in front of me, I don't care what it is. I'm like finna go 10 times harder than anybody else, because I'm just so tired of seeing people or just seeing families work hard and not working hard to like settle back and be like, look what I just did. But they're working hard constantly and not be able to take the time to have fun. And another thing too, for my legacy, I want people to understand, like I said, I have a big personality, and sometimes I feel like that I have to like dim my light to like bring others out or whatever. But at times, sometimes, you have to be that person to stand up and be like, yo, like, look, y'all, like, I did it. you know, you can do it too, just by off your personality. And you have to understand the importance of confidence too, and the importance of taking accountability for your actions and, you know, for, you know, who you are, and just staying true to yourself, because I've had a lot of hard times doing that. And I feel like that is one of the most imperative things for me. And I know for a fact that's something that I'm going to do.
Wow. Well, I can just say you all are phenomenally inspirational. I've been inspired, I've been touched, I've been amazed. As I'm grateful to have had this chance to visit with you. But unfortunately, that's our time. I want to thank you all again for being here. Thank you, Mrs. Taylor Smith. But that's it. This is the last installment of Sunsational News, where we celebrate the amazing students and the incredible programs at the Dallas College Cedar Valley campus. We're at Cedar Valley, our mascot, we're the Suns, because we truly believe no matter where you come from, no matter what you do, the sun will never set on your possibilities. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
Meet the 3 generations of Leonards.
You know how to do it. You're doing it right. Yeah. You know I was in the war, but I never got a chance to go to college.
And me either. I had kids young, and I had to work 2 jobs.
TJ is the first in his family to go to college.
Now that I'm going to Dallas College, I think it's time for me to man the grill.
Pops, you hear that?
Good thing you're going to college.
You
got a lot to learn.
Don't mind them, TJ. You'll be cooking up a new career in no time. Dallas College.
To learn more about Dallas College, click here. It's right there. It's a button. You just click it. Yeah, that's it. Click it.